Freehammonds here. Welcome to All the Gear, No Idea, the show that I do on weekends where you control the topics, you control the questions, and you control where the show goes. I've got the computer, I've got the internet. If you've not subscribed here already, please do. But let's get on with the show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Freehammonds. No Paul today. Those of you who would have seen he was over this week over in England. So obviously he's got to spend some time with his family now he's got back. Lovely to see him in person. I hadn't seen him for 3 years in person. Obviously I speak to him every week on here. But yeah, nice to see him. So yeah, today you've just got me. Yeah, let's just have a little chat, ask some questions. Maybe I'll have some people on if I go for a bit longer. It's getting frustrating, isn't it? Waiting for a player now. It's getting incredibly frustrating. You know, there's constantly links with certain players in terms of, you know, Lingard still, Tammy Abrahams. It looks like Areola will happen, which, you know, is a good signing. But it's getting really frustrating now. You know, there's not long to go. Listen, it's 1st of August next Sunday. And the season kicks off, I believe, on the 17th, 15th, is it? First game of the season, 15th. There ain't long to go. We need to get bodies in, you know, and we need to get them fit, and we need to have them, you know, what David Moyes wants and ideas and tactics put into their heads early. You know, Moyes is not one to throw a player in usually either. So, you know, if we start signing players, you know, week or so to go, he's not going to be throwing them in. And then there's question marks, you know, around will people like Rice be starting straight away, obviously after the England exploits. And you got Souceks and Sofals that have played a lot of football. Will they be ready for that Newcastle game in 3 weeks' time? You know, Rice is still away on holiday, and a lot of players, a lot of the international guys are still away on holiday. You know, so we've got to get bodies in. You know, Felipe Anderson's now gone to Lazio. You know, I'm not against that deal apart from the price. Looks like Yarmolenko could be on his way to Fenerbahce as well. We sort of made it very clear. You know, where he stands. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. In regards to the Lingard stuff, I believe, you know, we need to, you know, if it hasn't happened by the end of this week, and I'm talking, you know, Friday coming, we need to move on. You know, we need to start putting solid bidding for Pereira's then, or, you know, someone else of that calibre. I would love Lingard in, you know, done fantastically well for us. But, you know, if I don't know what rumours are true, you know, is it, you know, does he want to come to West Ham, or is he happy to, you know, not even have a squad number and sit on the bench? Listen, he's not getting in front of Sancho. He's not getting in front of Rashford. He's not going to get in front of Bruno Fernandes. He's not going to get in front of Pogba. You know, it's going to be, you know, totally bit part player for him, where, you know, he could come to West Ham, be a hero, play every single week, probably force himself in the England's idea again. But if he stays at Manchester United, listen, he ain't getting nowhere near that England team again. I just don't think he will get in the team enough and play enough football where, you know, we need him. Listen, I'm not sitting here bitter saying I don't want him. I do want him, but we need to move on, because all I'm fearing, I put a tweet out this morning, is that we're going to get the same mantra of, we've concentrated so hard on David's targets this year, we've run out of time. You know, why is their bids not gone in? Are you telling me that West Ham, you know, we would have known about this Lingard stuff, we would have known about the Tammy Abrahams, if they are his main targets, a long time ago? Why has no firm bid gone in now? Why have we not tested the water with a bid now? Why has there not been oh, there you go, Manchester United, there's 20 million for Lingard. There you go, Chelsea, there's 30 million for Tammy, for example. And then go and get the others if there is money to be spent. It's too slow. It's too slow. Some bids need to start happening now. Listen, I watched Gonzo's video the other day. I agree with him. The Sam Johnston bid was smoke and mirror one to keep eyes away from the Arbeloa one. But yeah, we need players. We need players. There's what is there? 13, 14 decent players in the books. Some of them youth players look really, really decent. But listen, it would be typical West Ham. I know we're all panicking a bit at the moment, and I am panicking. I'm not going to lie about it. It would just be such a shame again and again to have a fantastic season like last year, finish 6th, and then dilly-dally over transfers just because of money all the time. Like, come on, show a bit of that and go and get some of these players, build on it. There's a great base there. It's again all back to Declan Rice again. If you want Declan Rice to stay, you've got to show some ambition and go and get some players in. It's at the moment, it's just the same old. Unless, no Yarmolenko. Yes, we didn't have Anderson last year. And then there's rumours about Issa Diop as well going. So who knows? Honestly, who knows? And again, we all forget that Balbuena's gone as well. There's another one that's gone. So defensively, there's Ogbonna, Diop, Dawson. Need a centre-back. We need a centre midfielder. We cannot not do it again, go into the season with only Antonio up front. We just can't do it. We cannot do that. Let's go into the comments. Gary says, how are you? I'm good, mate. It's bloody hot though. It is ridiculously hot. That's why I come in. I thought, I'll do a show. It's nice. It's hot. I'll come in, do a show, relax for a little bit. And I'll say relax, I end up going on a rant. Bernie apparently are interested in Yarmolenko. Yep. Listen, I'm not against Yarmolenko going. It clearly doesn't fit Moyes' philosophy. He doesn't track back. The left foot's an absolute wand. We can't deny that. But no, again, though, do you look at him and think, actually, in Europa League games, you could be fantastic? But I don't know. I'm not against him going. Bowen looks really sharp in pre-season, which is nice to see. Fornals is Fornals, isn't he? Benrahma, big season for him. He really needs to step up and start delivering in terms of goals and assists. More consistently. Rice and Souček pick themselves. Left back, there's questions there, depending on what formation he's going to play. Right back, we've got one of the best right backs in the league. And obviously, Ogbonna and Dawson probably. But I don't particularly want Dawson to be our starting centre back as good as he was in games. He started to show the weaknesses towards the end. We want this Mikonovic or however you say it. Just frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. Afternoon, Luke, same old. It looks that way at the minute. Listen, we give them time, but it does look that way at the minute. It's just like it's slow. Teams are getting their business done. It's like, just go and get it done. It's frustrating. But again, I suppose you can look at that on the flip side of, if we went and spent 50, 60 million, for example. Let's say Bosch, Tammy Abrams, 30 million, and another one 30 million, for example. Would we all start panicking then, thinking, we're spending the Declan Rice money? That would be the other mantra, wouldn't it? Look at all these wonderful players we're buying, but actually secretly we're selling Declan Rice on the side. The fact that we're not bidding heavy, makes you think, actually the Declan Rice money is not coming. Which we want, we don't want Declan to go. And the fact that they are getting the wages off the book, all that money should be thrown at Declan Rice's wages. Danny Mills made a very good point. I think it was Danny Mills said, I believe Declan Rice, will sign the next contract, because at the end of the day, you don't know when you're going to get offered that money again. And if a club wants you enough, like if Chelsea and Manchester United want him enough, either this summer or next summer, they will pay that money. So it's all in his worth, to sign a longer contract on $100,000 a week at West Ham, to secure his future. He could come back the first game, West Ham, Newcastle, do his cruciate, Achilles, break his leg, whatever, and all of a sudden he never finds the form that he's got, so it's in his interest to sign that paper. We shall see. With Dex. It's frustrating when you see all the teams around us buying players. Even Arsenal, man. Arsenal are terrible. They're going to sign a £50 million centre-back in Ben White, which is a fantastic signing. You got Villa spending some good money. Buendia, very good player. Again, but are Villa spending Grealish money? That's back to that argument, isn't it? Are they spending the money, preparing, So look, we bought all these lovely players, but sadly we've had to lose Grealish. And that's, if Tottenham start signing big players, you'll know that Kane money's coming in. That's how it usually works. Yeah, I agree. We need to start looking at bringing in some new signings. Yeah, the kit was nice though. I've got to say, the kit, I do like it. You know, based on the Paolo Di Canio kit, I thought it was lovely, lovely kit. We'll buy it, but not at 60 quid. Hopefully, they do some sort of discount, or I can find a way to get a discount off it or something. I'm not paying 60 quid though for a shirt. Not a chance. Any questions, guys? Get your questions in. If we hold on to Rice, that will be the best business we can make this summer. Rice is so important to access. Yeah, I agree, mate. You know, Rice he is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world or in Europe. You know, he proved that in the tournament. You know, and some. You know, him and Phillips were fantastic together. You know, very very similar to the Rice and Souček partnership. So yes, you know, last season for Mark Noble as well. You know, what a chance for Declan. You know, be the captain on a pitch again, play for us in Europa League. Just got to buy some players to go around him, you know, because there's a real good team in there. There is a fantastic team in there. How do Luke? I think players like Jesse Lingard and Tammy won't sign until we tie Declan down to at least another. That's a very good point, mate. You know, these players, you know, they're willing to buy into the dream. And don't get me wrong, there looks like there's some fantastic stuff going on off the pitch. It really does. It looks like the director of football, all the coaching guys, Piercy, Nolan, and all them, you know, are really built off the pitch. It looks a lot better. But the playing staff just needs to match that. And I am of the mantra, you know, unless, you know, Sullivan, and listen, we can't put it past him, does classic Dave. I don't think David Moyes would have signed that contract. And the reason he did dilly and dally and, you know, waited for such a long time, there must be some money there. He must have been given some assurances, you know, that they won't sell Rice. They'll give Rice a new contract, or at least try to get him to sign a new contract, and they will try and sign the players he's got to sign. It's tough, you know. Moyes is renowned, you know, for over scouting players, but I just hope we, you know, get some players in, just a few. At the moment, we're on a bit of a low at the minute, you know. After such a great season, we're all starting to feel that same old feeling, and I don't like it. And I'm trying to stay positive, but you know, the closer the new season comes, the more pessimistic I'm getting about it. Kit is okay, but collar is a bit naff. Should be more open, like the original kit, not like a polo training range style. Some of the training stuff's quite nice actually as well. I can't see Lingard signing the way things go. Me neither, mate. And again, it's time to move on. Then, you know, we need to make that call of like, okay, he's not going to go and get Pereira, for example, or you know, there's got to be some other players out there, you know, that can do that job. You know, ball carrier with the ball. Would be a shame because Jesse, I think, could be a hero at West Ham. I really do. You know, playing with the fans, Europe, who absolutely love it. Love playing with Ricey as well. I don't know if there's some games being played there. We'll see. We will see, mate. We're supposed to be getting up to 240 million in TV rights with us getting Europa League. I know there's wages and everything, but come on, it's the same old excuses. Yeah, mate. I don't understand how other teams have got money, yet we all the time haven't got money. We pay rent of 2.5 million, where other clubs, you know, they've got other payments that have come out. You know, we were selling shirts up to the last minute before we bought out the new shirt, and I don't know, mate. I really don't. It's incredibly frustrating at the moment. Doesn't Rice still have 3 years on his deal? Yeah, mate. It doesn't mean anything though. Do you know what I mean? The problem with that, with a 3-year deal, at the end, you know, if we're stubborn, for example, and go, right, okay, you're staying. All of a sudden, that's 2 years. Other clubs know he's got 2 years, which knocks 10, 20 million off your price tag. If you go for another year and he's only got a year left, all of a sudden that price goes down even more. You know, so it's 3 years with an option of a fourth, which, you know, is important. But, you know, you've got to reward a player that is your best player. You can't have a player like Yarmolenko and Anderson on, you know, over £100,000 a week. Javi Hernandez was on 145 grand a week at West Ham. And then you've got Declan Rice on, I believe he's on about 35 grand a week. You know, we need to do that. You know, we need to We need to reward our best players. For too long, we haven't. You know, this guy is not Reece Oxford. You know, I can understand that last time when they put Reece Oxford on 30 grand a week, you know, he went off a bit, money went to his head a little bit. And certain players that does happen to. That in no way is what will happen to Declan Rice. He is too, I don't know, he's too mature, and he just, you know, he seems so focused on his football that I don't think money would change him at all. I really don't. He just doesn't seem like that sort of guy. And I don't think money's his full driving force either. I really don't. I was saying that he was wearing a 400 quid Gucci t-shirt yesterday. Just realised you was live, so I only wanted to start watching. If we don't get Lingard and lose and the use of him, we are weakened from the start, which is worrying. Yeah, and that's it as well, mate, isn't it? Like, you know, Lingard goes, that's another player you got to replace. You know, by signing Lingard, you're just securing what you had last year. You've lost Anderson, you lost Yarmolenko, lost Balbuena. If you lose Lingard, you've got to go and sign it, plus another one, just to have about the same amount of bodies as you had last year. Richie says, afternoon. Moyes must have had some... He must have. He must have, mate. I'm sorry, he must have. But again, David Sullivan's words are as good as what? What's the max you think the club should pay for Tammy? I would pay 30. I would pay 30 for him. I would. He's English. You know, he's a big guy. He scored goals at other clubs. I found a fantastic site, actually. That leads quite nicely into this. So I will go back to the questions, guys. Just bear with me. So I found this site. I'll be using it a lot during the transfer window when I do my little shows. This site here called FB Brief. Let me make it full screen and take off your comment from it. So this site is really, really good site. Breaks down everything about a player. So like, for example, like I typed in Tammy Abrahams, yeah. You know, and it gives you a real good breakdown of everything, you know, what he's, you know, he averages 2.7 shots a game. His pass completion over his career, 70%. Similar players to him, you know, all players that we've been linked with, you know, Chris Woods, El Nesri, Simone Zaza, Šikic, you know, the great guy for Czech Republic. So, yeah, it's a fantastic site, this is. Goes into all his, you know, what he's done in terms of, you know, goals and minutes played and stuff over his career. Like I say, I will be using this site quite a lot, I think. Shooting percentage in the season, you know, last season, 40% shooting, shots on target, passing as well. Breaks down everything. It's a bit too much to all go through at the minute. But yeah, some back defense that goes into his defensive contributions, what he does in possession. It's a fantastic, like I say, this is ridiculously good site. Was in the PFA team of the year in the championship a few years ago. 2 appearances in the top 10. Yeah, very, very interesting site. But yeah, goes a bit too detailed that. But yeah, great site, and I will be using that a lot more throughout the season. There's talks of AC Milan going in for Lingard. I wouldn't be surprised, mate. The form he showed for West Ham, also Atletico Madrid as well, and obviously there's a little bit of smoke in that as well, because obviously I believe Manchester United are interested in Kieran Trippier, so there could be something in that as well. Again, I don't know. Does he want to take his family there? You know, he loves. He's quite close to his mum, I believe. So, you know, Spain's a great opportunity, beautiful place, you know, lovely hot weather, same as Milan. You know, he's very much into his fashion. He can launch his brand there. I don't know. I don't know what he wants. I don't know. Is he still got his eyes for England? You know, he seemed to love football again when he played for West Ham. I don't know, mate. Honestly, I don't know. I hope and praise at West Ham, but it is getting to the point where we need to move on. Come on, you irons. Hi, I love the content. Just didn't appreciate the racial slur made towards Zuma last season. Bit out of all that was. Really? I don't. When was that then? I do not remember that at all, mate. And for that, you're getting blocked, because I would never ever be racist on this channel. Contracts aren't worth the paper they are written on. Yeah, it's very true, mate. Nowadays, they're not. If Rice goes, I can see Soufal and Souček going. Yep, could do, mate. Obviously, Souček linked with Liverpool and Bayern Munich as well. If no Lingard, then who is our targets? You know, we've got to be looking at Pereira, haven't we, mate? Pereira's would be, you know, similar in the mould. If I use that site again, we can have a look, can't we? What sort of players that we could realistically sign that are very similar to Jesse. Let's quickly have a look. I'm not going to go for much longer, guys, because that guy's really really wound me up now. How dare we say that? That at no point would we ever say any racial slur on this show. Absolute joke. Winds me up. Keep getting trolls in the chat. Does get on my nerves. So yeah, similar players to Jesse. Again, probably a lot of players that are out of our league. Certainly are, like James Maddison, Politano of Napoli, Diaz, Naby Fekir I've heard of as well, Asensio, Pedro, and Suso. Yeah, so you know, there's some. If we're looking at players that are very similar to him, there is it's very, very difficult to go and sign any of them. Thanks for applying, Top Man. And do you have any idea why we don't seem to be in for any players? All I can put it down to, mate, is Moyes. You know, Moyes seems to, you know, over-scout players. And, you know, we're going off a bit of a blank book in terms of signing players. You know, it's something, you know, we all know about Husilius, what happened there. You know, took a wee scouting book with him, and then we've signed this new guy from Manchester City who is not allowed to work for us until, I believe, January, I think it is. So, you know, it's sort of like a blank book, and we didn't have any scouts. We only had about one or two scouts, if that, one scout. So, you know, we're working from a blank book. So it's going to take time for, you know, these scouts to build up their, you know, their little book of knowledge, their ledgers, as they're called. But I'm hoping, yeah, we'll start seeing the best of this guy that we've brought in and the players that we can bring in. Maybe next summer, not so much this summer, next summer. But again, we still got to do some business this summer. You know, we can't just leave it. Luke, can you straighten out the picture behind you? What one's that? Is that one there? Is it that one? Is that the one? Or is it that one? Oh, I'll do it later. I can't bother. It's the cat. It's my cat. That's the thing, my cat. We need to start showing some commitment. We certainly do, mate. Mitchell, I could tell that has really mixed you off. Pathetic weirdos on the internet, pay him no mind. Yeah, no, it has, mate. That has really wound me up. That is. When have I ever said anything on this channel like that? It's absolutely ridiculous. And especially Zuma. Zuma's a Frenchman. Do you know what I mean? And any of you that watch this channel will know, you know, I have some affiliations to the France team. So how dare he say that? You are not welcome on this channel, mate, at all. If you ever, you know, if you want to accuse and start putting things like that on my chat. The guy with the racial comment, don't worry, mate. There's always one. Yeah, we've had a few recently, and it seems to be happening on quite a lot of channels, actually. Especially West Ham-based channels. He was definitely a troll, though, because his name was Bend Over. So, you know, I should have. It was my fault for not reading the name there. You know, I thought I'd recognised the name before, but yeah, that was my fault there. Like I say, it's a troll name, Bend Over, obviously. Don't take any notice of these idiots, Luke. This is one of the best blogs. Thank you, Derek. Duncan. Sorry, there you go. I'm being a troll to you there, calling you Derek. Yeah. So yeah. Who we got here? Peter Jones. You shouldn't end the program early because you're wound up over this young kid. You're only deprived being reasonable people of good entertainment. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Any questions, guys? Any topics you want to cover? I'm going to quickly go on Google and have a look, see if there was any other news that I've missed today. Obviously, you know, at the moment, you know, you're scraping for news as a West Ham YouTuber. You know, you want something to happen. The only solid news is obviously, keep repeating myself, the only solid news is Anderson leaving. That's the only solid news. No doubt a Spurs supporter, as he is salty, we finished above. Yeah, they are a bit salty, them Spurs fans. God, I am sweating buckets. I feel like Ray Winston in Sexy Beast, you know, when he's like just absolutely dying. I could do with watching that film, actually. It's a bloody good film, those. Right, what we got then? So, current news. West Ham may cash in on Rice to fund Lingard bid. Apparently, I can't see that. West Ham man attracting championship interest, Nathan Holland. What about Diop, guys? What about the Diop thing? What do you guys think of that in terms of Diop? You know, there's rumours that, you know, Diop could be out the door. I don't know where I stand on that. You know, he's still a very young guy. And I think if Diop was an English guy that had come through our academy, I think we would all be going, nah, give him time. Let's say, for example, it was Tompkins, you know, when Tompkins went through a bad patch, didn't he? You know, I remember games against Wolves and stuff like that where he was giving the ball back. And then Tompkins really come into his game and, you know, become quite a dominant defender. So I don't know. I like him, but, you know, there is some Bambi on ice in there with him. There really is. Who we got here? Sorry, done that one already. Would you rather a good run in Europe or the FA? You got to say Europe, mate. You got to, you know, you win Europa League, you're in the Champions League. You know, and you start putting yourself on that map. You know, and you start building that consistency of playing Thursday, Sunday, or if you're in the Champions League, Wednesday, Saturday. You know, Europe has to be the main thing. Don't get me wrong, would love to win the FA Cup or the League Cup. I'd take a win of any of them over, you know, running the league or running the Europa League if we had a trophy guaranteed at the end of it. But yeah, you've got to have your aspirations in Europe now. We've got to, you know, if we have a 5-year project, you know, it has to be that we're consistently challenging for Europa League spots. You know, I'm not going to say Champions League spots. That's a bit beyond us, you know, especially under this regime. But yeah, we've got to be consistently trying to qualify for Europa League year after year. That's how you know, start building that, just that prestige in Europe. You know, that's how, I'd hate saying it, but that's how Spurs done it. You know, they played in Europa League quite a lot. Leicester have been doing it recently. You have to build that experience for the players, and then, you know, that's how you offer players. You know, players that may not have been looking at us before, you can offer Europa League football because you've consistently finished there. You know, if you've done Europa League 3-4 times in a row, you can go, oh, look, yeah, we realistically we finished there all the time. At the moment, you look at West Ham and go, maybe that was a bit of a fluky season last year, and they probably won't qualify for Europe again for another 5-10 years. We need to get that consistency so that we can offer that as a package to a player. Traore. How much you think he'll cost, and who would you like? Sorry, would you like him? Oh, would you like him? In my opinion, him and Antonio would be scared for defending. Traore, massive fan. I'm sort of parroting Gonzo's words, but I have exactly the same views as Gonzo. I've liked him since Middlesbrough days. He tore us an absolute new one in that Middlesbrough game years and years ago. Every time he plays against us, barring one game, he's been magnificent. You know, some argue about his end product, but, you know, listen, if the guy had end product every time, you're talking about, one of the best players in the world then. You know, anyone who's got end product all the time, you know, he's not got a chance of playing for West Ham. Would I want him? Yes. I think he would cost it upper regions of 30 million, 25, 30 million. I like him. He occupies defenders. He scares defenders. You know, the fact that, any team that plays against him usually overloads the right-hand side, which frees up the left-hand side, a side that we're quite good at as well. Gives you good balance in terms of left and right side. Him and Antonio, like you say, mate, would be absolutely terrifying if used correctly. I'd be all over it. Apparently it's not true, though, which is a shame. But yeah, I would love to see it, mate. Would love to see it. Big fan. Let's not forget Rice, Souček, Sofia and Fabianski won't be back for at least 3 weeks. Yeah, mate, I said that right at the top of the show. So if you missed it. I said, who knows with Rice, Souček and Sofia, whether they'll start them first few games. They're not going to be It's not that they're not going to be fit. It's, you know, they've had a rest. They need that little bit more time, you know, to get the pre-season and this. There's a hell of a lot of football to play as well. A hell of a lot of football to play, you know, that they would have played over the years. He's only 22. Give him a chance. Obviously, that's on Diop. Do you think Moyes shouldn't have been working for the FA during the World Cup? Euros, you mean? Yes. And should have concentrated on West Ham transfers instead. Maybe he was, mate. Maybe he was scouting. Maybe he was scouting at the Euros. Maybe he was looking at that Krau and that Šičić. I believe we're linked with Forby as well. Matthew Forby, I believe that's his name. So maybe he was doing a little bit of scouting whilst he was out there as well. But yeah, we just need a signing to calm us down. And I'm not talking about the goalie, which Gary goes on to ask about there. The goalie's good, and I'm happy with the goalie. He's a fantastic goalie, Areola. But we need like an actual, you know, midfielder, striker. A striker and a midfielder, I'd calm down a lot. But at the moment, it's very, very, very nerve-wracking at the minute. Very nerve-wracking. They've got a stadium seating increase going, so we need to start some serious investment in the team, or what's the point? I agree, mate. Listen, I sat every week, and for any of you guys that get bored of me repeating it, we've got less time left with them than we have got time with them. Apparently 2023 is the year that they can sell without, you know, the percentage going to Newham Council or the government, whatever it is. So it wouldn't surprise me if things start moving soon. You know, within the next 2 years, things can start moving, and you know, we really start looking at moving forward as a club and getting taken over. This Newcastle takeover is very, very interesting stuff. I know, you know, people have their opinions on the Saudi Arabia regime, and, you know, rightly so. Okay, you know, the human rights stuff over there is what it is, you know, but there's more to that takeover that could affect West Ham in the future, and that's why, if, you know, anyone outside the top six should be back in this protest, because the fact that, you know, someone like Daniel Levy and the Liverpool chairman and the Manchester United chairman have got to say it and go, no, I don't want that to go through because that could affect us as a club. And that's why all this stuff's going on with that Europa Super League as well. They are terrified of a Leicester and a West Ham and a Newcastle. If Newcastle got taken over, they're flying above a Tottenham and an Arsenal. But every club should have that ability to dream that. You know, every club should have that, and their fan base should have that ability. One day that could be them. That one day a Saudi Arabian or a Russian guy is going to take West Ham over and all of a sudden pump hundreds and hundreds of millions into our club, and that we could one day challenge for the title. But the fact that, you know, the top six can stop that deal, and that is why they're not being open and explicit with the information that's coming out, is frustrating. I've gone right off on a tangent there, but that's keep an eye on that Newcastle one. Kent Hammers, legend. We need 8 players, the right players, not always the most expensive. Mate, I don't care how much they cost. You know, Souček was 18 million, arguably worth 45, 50 million now. It's about the right player, like you say, mate. And there are the right players out there. That's the most important thing. The right players are out there. We've just got to go and get them. And I think I do trust Moyes to do that. I trust Moyes to do that. I don't trust Sullivan. Any news on the goal kit? Apparently very close. I think it's just a little bit of flirting with the fee and stuff like that. But apparently it's all agreed, more or less. Thanks, Scott. Your show is truly interactive and very entertaining. My name is Luke, mate. My name's Luke. Hi, Luke. Which run would you choose if we also finish in the top 4? Ooh. I'm gonna quote a line from Graham from West Ham Fan TV. You don't get a trophy for finishing 4th. Yeah, I'd like to go FA Cup, I think. I think I'd love to win the FA Cup and finish 4th. I think that's what you're going on with for the questionnaire, isn't it? Which cup run would you choose? Yeah, FA Cup. FA Cup's, you know, such an iconic cup. What has it been? 41 years since we lifted it in 1980, which is absolutely ridiculous, you know. You know, we're nearly as long as England. Just to experience that as a fan, you know, I'd be an emotional wreck, you know, to have seen that in my lifetime. You know, I'm no there's a few of you in here, you know, that have, you know, were alive to see the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and actually see West Ham as a winning club. I'm very, very jealous of you guys. And I hope that one day in my life, you know, what am I? I'm 37 in January. Hopefully at some point in my life, I will see West Ham win something, even if it's only once, you know, that would be enough for me. But yeah, hopefully one day, mate, one day. Hey guys, we are new this year to YouTube. We have just subbed to your channel. Exciting times ahead. Let's hope we get a good run in Europe. Besides getting Jesse over the line, what's your number one priority? Striker. But it goes without saying, mate, it's been a striker for 2 years. You know, Hollah coming obviously wasn't a success. We can't go into a season with Antonio and Odebeku as our only strikers. I like the Tammy Abraham link. I like the Shikic link. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. El Nesri I would love, but, you know, it's clear that El Nesri doesn't want to come to West Ham, and you don't want another Carlos Bacco and Lacazette situation where we chase a player for a long, long time and he doesn't want to come, and then you end up missing out on an Abrahams. I like Ivan Toney. I like Adam Armstrong. But yeah, striker is essential. Two, I would love, you know, to go and get someone like Tammy and then get someone in on loan. But yeah, a striker is number one priority. Like 100% number one priority is a striker. But let's see. Strikers cost the most money. Moist Scats players all the time. I'm not worried at all. Sorry, I'm not worried at all. He will know who he wants. He'll probably knew most of them before the end of last season. It's a domino effect. There's been hardly any transfers yet. Yeah, I keep saying that in work as well, mate, to calm myself down. It only takes the Kane transfer, for example, or the Grealish transfer, you know, and then Grealish goes to City or Kane goes to City, and all of a sudden all this money starts flowing around, and Haaland goes to Chelsea, or God forbid, Rice goes to Chelsea, and all this money starts flying around. It's got one big transfer is going to happen. You know, Sancho's obviously the first one, but yeah, I expect more to happen. Man City are going to spend money. They are not going to go into the season with just Jesus up front. You know, they've lost Aguero, you know, one of the best Premier League strikers ever. You know, that they need a striker, and we will wait and see who that will be. I like the goalkeeper as well. Andy Smith says, is it time to look at an alternative to Lingard before everyone is snapped up? I think I'd rather Pereira. Yeah, mate, most of this show, mate, if you have just joined late, I've been saying, you know, I would give Lingard potentially to the end of next week, middle. And then, you know, if it's not materialising, we can't be held over a barrel. You know, we've got to, you know, start putting bids in, like you say, mate, for Pereira. I'm a big fan of. Yeah, we got to move on soon. If it doesn't happen, we can't, you know, keep, because like you say, mate, all of a sudden someone will come in for Pereira, maybe an Arsenal, maybe a Villa will even come in for him, or Leicester, for example. Let's sort of player Leicester would pick up. We need to, you know, we need to do our business, start doing it now. Yeah, I was at the 80 FA Cup. We will end up getting some loan deals done. I'm not against the loan deal. I was born 3rd of May 1975, so technically I have been around for 2 FA Cups, and our pride enjoyed it into 2 bob. Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever seen us win, mate, into 2 bob. I've obviously seen an FA Cup final, 2006, but yeah, not seen us win. We should have won the League Cup as well. I believe in my lifetime, you know, we've had a couple of semi-finals in my lifetime in the League Cup. You know, we should have won that. We you know, you look at the other clubs that have won that competition, with no disrespect, you know, we should have won that. How much longer are we going to be kept in the dark? I'm not talking about the youth players. We're 2/3 into the transfer window, and the Lingard saga is getting boring. It is, mate, and, you know, and it seems to be, you know, a common theme in the chat today. You know, a lot of people are starting to get frustrated with the Lingard deal. I don't know. It's a big, you know, smoke and mirrors, cat and mouse. I don't know what you want to call it. You know, it's a big game going on. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United are playing a game in terms of, okay, you can have Lingard, but at the Rice tax, because you're not going to give us Rice, we're going to punish you. Yeah, we've got something they want. They've got something we want. 58, me, Richie, been a fan since 68. Yeah, big fan of Shishich and Tammy. Keep that Czech thing going. They all seem to default hard workers. We need to keep Rice for one more year and cement his value. Yeah, I agree, mate. One more year. Maybe could keep him for 2. Maybe. Obviously, you got the World Cup, which is at a funny time, November, December 2022. So maybe you could keep him for 2. But yeah, I'm not against any of the Eastern European players, the Czech Republics, the Ukraines, and players like that. Seem to have a real good mindset. I love a Croatian player as well. All very good mindsets. I would like us to go for Iheanacho. Now they have Daka, Vardy, and Barnes. Realistic, I think he would do the job for us. I don't think we'll get him, mate. I think Daka's been brought in as Vardy's replacement. You got to think. I think Vardy's 33, isn't he? 33, 34. Listen, I'm not discrediting Iheanacho. I would have him all day long at West Ham, but I think going forward, they're thinking Iheanacho, Daka, and Barnes are their future. Leicester are a fantastically run football club. But yeah, I think Daka is Vardy's replacement in Vardy may have 2 years left. Still a fantastic player, but they need to start thinking about Vardy's getting on now. Will we see Reed in a West Ham shirt this season? I don't think so. Great player, icon. But yeah, he's done now. He's finished, mate. He can't run. We need 2 strikers, 1 to sign outright and 1 on loan. Yeah, that's what I think we should be doing, mate. 1 on loan and 1 as a out and out. And Pretty Bubbles says Reed is done. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to go for a little bit longer. I'm really enjoying the interaction with you guys. As you know, whenever I do these, this show's about you. It's not about me. I just give opinions and sit here and read your comments. Hopefully, you guys start having little discussions, and then I start commenting in with you. I think Brentford coming up has ruined the Tony thing. Yeah, mate, he would have been good. He would have been a very good signing. But yeah, all you can hope, without hoping someone to get relegated, is that they don't do too well, and then we can try and get him next season. Winston is finished. He certainly is, and it is a shame because he is good. He was a top centre back at one point. Just seeing if there's any other news, guys. I'm going to wrap it up in a minute because I'm absolutely baking it. No, it's just a lot of Tammy Abraham stuff out there. And a Martin Braithwaite. What do we reckon on old Martin Braithwaite? Old trampoline feet. Got a worse touch than Antonio, which is hard thing to do. Tony is overhyped. He's got a lot of goals, though, mate. He's got a lot of goals. Listen, we see what he'll do in the Prem, but yeah, I know where you're coming from. Now. I do know where you're coming from. There's more Ross Barkley stuff, and it just constant. The Declan Rice stuff is just constant. But listen, that's what you get when you've got a world-class player. When you've got a world-class player and you're at West Ham's level, you're going to be constantly. He's going to be constantly linked away, and it's a credit to Declan, that he is constantly linked. If he wasn't linked, then he wouldn't be that good, was he? Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, to help Luke out. Yep, certainly. Hit the subscribe button if you're new as well, guys. It'd be lovely to hit 4K at some point. Just realised you was on, Phil. I've been blasting out tunes. Don't think we need to panic over a keeper at the moment, but agree we can get Areola on loan. It'd be good. The thing is, we don't need to panic now, but we need to panic next season. And if we've got an opportunity to get Fabianski's replacement in now, and have a season to blood him in for when Fabianski potentially does retire or move on next summer, it's a lot better transition than panicking next year when people will know that we need a goalie. And then you're thinking, oh my God, all we've got is Randolph and Trott, and you're in a really serious situation. So to go and get that done now is a fantastic bit of business for me. If a solid, decent goalie comes up, you've got to go and snatch them, especially when your goalkeeper's, the wrong side of 35 now. I know some goalies can go up to 40, but someone like Fab does get injured quite a lot now. A lot of them are pens though, Luke. That's Tony, obviously. We are on borrowed time with Rice. Just enjoy it while it lasts. No, I agree, mate. I agree with that. And I thought that a year ago as well. You know, the year, that we come close to getting relegated. You know, I called it the Rice farewell tour. You know, enjoy it while it lasts, and we got another year out of him. I think we get another year at least. But yeah, you know, listen, he's a good player. He wants to go and win some trophies. We'd all love him, you know, to do it at West Ham, you know, and get backed, you know, and buy some good players. And I'm sure he would love to do that as well. I'm sure he would love to do that with West Ham. Same with Harry Kane, you know, I'm sure he would have loved to have done it with Tottenham. But these players, you know, winning the League Cup, is that good enough for him? You know, he wants to, when he's looking at his best mate, Mason Mount, winning the Champions League with Chelsea, probably going to really be competitive in the league next year, Chelsea as well. You know, a player of Rice's calibre wants to be doing that, you know. Kiefer Moore would be a good choice as a third choice striker for me. Moyes likes them type of players, good in both boxes. Antonio Moore and a top striker needed. I agree, mate. Totally agree. What first team positions do you feel we actually fill loans or buy if you had to put your money on it? Striker we have to buy, and as Kent said, maybe loan one as well. We definitely need a centre mid. I don't know how much football Mark Noble's going to play. You can't rely on Rice and Souček to get through a whole season as fit and, you know, and as well as they did do last year. And I wouldn't mind a left back, to be honest with you. Cresswell's very good at the left centre back role now. Masuaku's a great left wing back, but we haven't got, you know, that balance at left back that Soufal offers at right back. You know, Soufal's excellent at right back and, you know, can do a decent job at right wing back. But yeah, for me, a left back's quite important as well. If not this summer, definitely next summer, a left back is essential. Do you think we should put in a cheeky bid for another AM to force Man United's arm? Yeah, mate. Pereira. There should be a bid in for Pereira to maybe go, oh, actually, it looks like they might go and sign him or whoever, you know. I think you could get James Maddison out of Leicester. I really do. I think we could get him out of Leicester. I think he's got a bit of baggage at the minute, you know, and his stock's dropped a little bit. I think, you know, if you put in 40 million for Maddison, I think you could get him out of there. We need to see some movement at least this week. Yeah, Friday we need a signing. We do. It's getting very, very twitchy. It is. You know, we'll be on the 1st of August soon. Centre back needed with Rice and centre back as well. Yeah, and unless he's going to promote like an Alessi or a Baptiste, who look really, really good. Got no alert again, so missed the start. I do, but you know what it is? I'm very like spontaneous with these things. You know, I put out a thing and I go, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a show today. So they're quite spontaneous when I do them, if I'm honest, guys. Unless it's during the season, you know, and I do my preview and I do my review and stuff like that. But yeah, during the off season, it's quite spontaneous. And good thing is, guys, obviously I'm off work from Thursday for 5.5 weeks because obviously I work in a school. So, you know, this is our best time for making videos and stuff like that. And we usually see a big boom in subscribers during this time as well because, you know, people want content and the season's just getting started and we're all getting excited again. So, yeah, more videos will come. I see. And Maddison would be a good shout. Yeah, big fan of Maddison as well. Big fan, you know. You know what I love as well? Again, I don't think we've got it in our budget is Ward Price. Huge fan, and he's a proper Moisey player. He is in terms of the set piece accuracy. He's a top player, Walt Price. And obviously the other one, a striker that I would like, again, I don't think we'd be able to get him, is Danny Ings, because again, top player. I'm not going to go much longer, guys, but because I've been going for 40 minutes. But thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure talking to you lot, and I'm hoping, you know, again soon once games kick off again and we start getting people on, you know, if you want to come on, like just put that on it, you know, when little Jake comes on, or JP comes on, or James Fever comes on, or Andy Miles comes on. You know, it's great to have you guys on this. That's what it's all about. You know, you guys make the show, not me. I'm just there sitting talking. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. We'll be back in the week, hopefully doing some of my videos walking along. But obviously, I'm off, like I say, from Thursday, so can't wait to get more time to do this. The left back we was after went to Leeds. He certainly did. And I thought Fabian heated to leave to go home. No, he's at Russia. He is indeed. Right, guys, thank you so much. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. Until next time, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.